finished head. I've got my little rubber shads. I've been reliably informed by the local guy yesterday who's shrimping that there's some deep water out in front of us, and there's a few lobster pots and stuff around, so there's obviously the locals like this, and it's absolutely stunning here, it really is. I'll give you a quick pan round and have a look. Wherever you go on the Isles of Scilly, it's stunning. Right, let's have a bit of a fish. As much as I like my little rubber jig heads, I'm a bit suspicious that it's not getting far enough down in the bottom on the currents. So I'm going to put, I don't know what type of lures they're called, but the first time I found them I was in New Zealand, and there was an old guy, he took me trout fishing, and what it was, he had these bits of brass rod that they'd cut at a certain angle, and he just drilled 2 holes on the side. I don't know what the angle is. These things, they're really heavy, really durable, you know, you're not going to break one of these. And yeah, I've had a lot of success with these, mostly sea fishing to be fair. I think I'm going to try this littler one just because I want to catch some little mackerel, that's the plan, or a pollock, or 2. I'm hoping to have shrimp for lunch. We're going to go shrimp netting later. Luckily enough, there was 3 shrimp nets in the garage of the place we were staying. I've been looking around the island where you could get shrimp nets, and there was one place that hired them, but it was a boat trip away, so I wasn't going to do that. Word of caution when you're fishing these sort of places, make sure you check the tides and don't take a risk to get to a good spot. It's never worth it. You got to make. I'd like a bit more of a drop off to the water where the waves can come up like that. Every now and then you get a bigger wave, so I'm trying to stay well back. If there's a bit more of a drop off to protect you from the waves, it'd be good. I can't believe how beautiful it is. It really is. Everywhere you look is a stunning scene. Can't get my bloody jig off. So yeah, I'm just fishing 25-30 pound braid straight through, nothing fancy. I have found the fishing on the Isles of Scilly to be quite hard before. I think it's just locating them. There's a lot of shallow water. I'm not an expert in bass fishing, but I would have thought the Isles of Scilly was a perfect bass fishery, but there's none here apparently, because it's offshore, 28 miles offshore. Bass live around the shores. It sounds funny, but I don't see why they don't introduce them. I don't know whether people ever do that, but it would make a fantastic bass fishery. I mean, it would be unbelievable. It really would. Anyway, let's have a bit more of the fish. Had one little knock there. I'm going to try over there. We can watch the sun come up. I'm going to set a little time lapse up to see that sun coming up. Save watching me just fishing. How beautiful was that? Look at that magnificent tall ship coming through. You don't see one of them every day. I don't think I've ever seen one of those before. Those are the freak waves I was talking about. I've got two wet feet, two consecutive waves. Right, I'm gonna put my mackerel feathers on and just cast it out and have a go. A lot of it with sea fishing is location. It really is. I've lost my rod end. Yeah, location. You need to be on the fish. Then you really need local knowledge. I've got to find myself a local fisherman, tap them up. They'll put me right on the fish, albeit a local did tell me to come here. But I think a local told me to come here last time and never caught anything, so I don't know whether I'm fishing the wrong method or what. It's frustrating. I'd love to have had a go with a bit of, well, what I should have done is come with a bit of mackerel. I did see some in the shop and set it up on the float. I'm thinking as well, a bit of chum. Maybe an onion bag with some chopped up fish or something. Got to catch some fish first. Right, so I've tied up the mackerel feathers. Got 2, 4, 5 feathers, 2 ounce lead, 3 ounce lead. Real gaudy. I wonder whether the attraction of a lot of fish, a lot of them will attract small mackerel. Probably go out of it further as well. Give it a go. I'll put my shades on, it's getting bright. Ourselves a little pollock. The Isles of Scilly are quite famous for the amount of pollock they've got off them. Lovely little fish. And I'm going to chop him up and use him as a bait. Bless. I've caught bigger fish out the Eden on maggots. Oh no, well I'm pleased I've caught something. I really am. Starting to worry. Get my. I have got a bit of a quandary though. The my float rod was going to be on the cart rod, and I've now set that up feathers. One, I feel like I should give the feathers a bit more go. Right, I probably will. Catch another one. Sorry. Second cast. Maybe it was just the me. We've got 9 people to feed in the house. Right, that was pollock fishing off the rocks. I hope you enjoyed that video. I really enjoyed that. The sunset was gorgeous. That tall ship was really nice. And I learnt a lot. The mackerel feathers were the best. So I'm going to get some more mackerel feathers and have another go. Maybe tomorrow morning. Come here a little bit earlier. I'm going to go home and cook that pollock. I'm going to show you how I'm going to gut these fish. I'm going to chop his head off. Right, then cut down that. Wash all these guts out. Cut that down here a little bit. Right, get all these bits out. Give it a wash. Get all that bit down the backbone out. Save this later for a bit of rubby-dubby. So my filleting skills are not great, but there's a down the backbone here. I'm just cutting the other side of that, then I'll get a nice fillet. Doesn't seem to be much bones in them at all, really. Helps having a sharp knife. So one of my first attempts of filleting of small pollock. I'd say it's more butchery than filleting. But I have got 2 fillets that I'm just going to fry in some butter. Fingers crossed. Tastes alright. Right, I've got my pollock on the fryer, and I've cut up the remains. This bit's going to be hook baits, and this bit and all these guts and heads I'm going to chuck in for a bit of ground bait. Let the tide wash down. My wife loves me. She must do the state I leave her kitchens in. Basically, if you're filleting a fish, it's pretty much always, if you go up his bum and cut up and then cut across his head, and then get all the guts out and pull out the blood off the backbone, and that's it. It's quite easy. The difficult bit is getting the fillet. If you just cut his head off and cut his guts out, you can just wrap it up in silver foil and a bit of butter and lemon and chuck it in the oven, job done. Anyway, hope this helped and give you confidence to have a go. I'm no expert, but just have a go and do it yourselves. Right, I've cooked my pollock. Can I try a little bit? Oh, it's lovely and soft. Could do with catching a bigger one, to be honest, but it's nice. Very satisfying catching and eating what you cook. Oh, that is nice. Gonna try and catch a big one tomorrow.